I was asked to create another video just kind of highlighting the process that I use for unbiased point of sale consulting. And this is for paid consulting where organizations and businesses actually have me come on site and pay for my expertise. And so probably asking, okay, Kevin, what makes you an unbiased expert when it comes to point of sale systems for retail stores, restaurants, etc.? So basically, I have 7 years of retail management experience, 7 years of restaurant management experience, and I spent the better part of about 15 years selling and supporting over 20 different point of sale systems. And not just the traditional systems, but some of the specialty systems and the newer systems that are, cloud-based, work on the iPads, tablets, phones, all that sort of fun stuff. I am completely vendor neutral, which means I'm not attached to any one company. I'm there for your organization and providing the best solution. I am still very active in this industry, attending conferences, expos. I have about 3 or 4 speaking engagements annually, and that's specific to point of sale systems. And over the years, I've worked with literally thousands of businesses and organizations. The best fit I found is those who have between 5 and 300 locations. So a couple of examples here. Most recently was asked to actually document processes within a multi-location chain. They have 38 locations, a warehouse, and have a growth plan to add about 7 locations each year. And so just to give you an example, we started by mapping the process. So one example of a process is how discounts, sales, promotions, and coupons are handled at checkout. So we mapped and documented that process. And keep in mind, this is just one of, I think, over 45 different processes that were mapped, all specific to point of sale, but across the organization, not just what cashiers do, but what managers do, and people in the warehouse do, and the buyers do, and the accountants do, et cetera, et cetera. And so we noticed an issue right away in that their current system was awkward, it was time consuming, and put too much reliance on that $8 an hour cashier. And so then we converted these issues into requirements for a new system. So we said, the checkout process when it comes to discounts and promotions and coupons needs to be automated. There needs to be rule-based pricing and promotions, things like that. And the final step is we converted that requirement into a weighted requirement for, depending on how you proceed, RFIs, RFQs, RFPs, in this case, an RFI. And so going a little more in depth into those discoveries, just by mapping those processes, observing the stores, things like that, discovered that there was just too much reliance on front-end employees to make decisions that should be automated. This particular organization just was using too many different systems, which created too many gaps in how data and information flows, and there were too many manual processes. They were using spreadsheets. Now they're doing a great job of doing the best they could with what they had for technology, but I discovered that they were losing about $2 million a year in losses or unrealized revenue due to all these gaps and other things that I discovered. A big chunk of that was due to internal shrink. There was losses due to inventory issues. The way the ordering system works, not knowing what is or isn't selling, information like that. A lot of loss due to employee error, because again, the reliance on the cashiers, not having automated systems to make things easy. And then because their system was over 15 years old, there was a lot of losses due to extra labor for upkeeping the system, break fix costs, and there were also some losses because they don't have a loyalty program, which has been demonstrated to increase your annual gross sales by about 0.5% annually, which isn't bad. Mentioned that one of the final steps was converting some of those discoveries into a weighted requirement, and this is just a real basic example of how the weighted requirement works. So basically, You're going to take all these things, features, functions, what you want out of the vendor, out of the solution, other requirements, and you're going to weigh how important this particular item is. And of course, you've already known that you need it, or it's been discovered that it's missing from your current system or how you currently do things, and you just weigh it. It's 5 points for must have, 3 points it's nice to have, 1 point for something that's not important. And then that gives you kind of a total, and then when you go out with your RFI, RFP, RFQ, you can compare the vendors as far as who offers what and how important it is to you, and you get a total. So with the total, we know there was a maximum of 70 points, and with solution B or vendor B, they came in with 69 points. We know their solution, all things being equal, obviously this pricing is another thing, but that's a different aspect of what I do, is to help determine your budget. And so we know that vendor B or solution B is going to be the best fit for our organization. And that was it. I have expanded what I offer. Again, by request, it's not just the consulting through the process, but I can be available on site for the vendor presentations, making that final decision, and even through the rollout process if you need someone hands-on for that first couple of weeks or even couple of months, depending where you're located and what is most cost-effective to help get the system rolled out, up and running smoothly, so you can get that return on investment within that first 6 to 12 months, which is another discussion. As always, be sure to visit my various blog sites and this YouTube channel for more information. Thanks.